the damage control tactics that kept submarines alive. When something goes wrong on a submarine, it doesn't fail gently or in isolation. There is no warning period, no safe distance, and no place to run. Failure arrives in darkness, under pressure, inside a steel tube already cut off from the world. What matters in those first moments is not bravery or improvisation, but whether the crew can stop one failure from becoming many. In this episode, we're examining the damage control tactics that kept submarines alive after the first thing went wrong. Flooding, fire, toxic air, and power loss rarely arrive alone, and survival depends on crews acting before they fully understand what they're facing. Underwater, the difference between recovery and catastrophe is often measured in seconds, muscle memory, and discipline. Stop the cascade. Every submarine loss begins with a single failure. A leaking seal, a shorted cable, a valve that doesn't quite seat. But submarines are almost never lost to that first mistake. They're lost to what follows. Cascading failures multiply faster than human reaction unless they're cut off early, which is why the first rule of submarine damage control is absolute. Stop the cascade. Crews act on suspicion, not certainty. Systems are isolated before causes are confirmed. Ventilation is secured before air turns hostile. Power is cut before sparks find fuel. To an outsider, this looks reckless, but underwater hesitation is deadlier than acting on incomplete information. Once motion begins, silence follows, not calm, but procedural silence, as checklists replace instinct, and every action is taken to deny the next failure a chance to start. Flooding containing the sea. Flooding is the oldest and most unforgiving enemy submarines face. It enters low, fast, and without mercy. Through ruptured pipes, cracked glands, or seams opened by shock. Water obeys pressure and gravity alone. It does not pause, negotiate, or slow. Watertight doors slam shut without discussion, sometimes sealing off compartments with people still inside. This is the hardest truth of submarine survival. One space is sacrificed so the rest can live. As water enters, trim shifts and weight moves inside the hull. The boat begins to list, then settle, creeping toward deeper water. Hands spin wheels until knuckles burn. Pumps fight back. But geometry decides the outcome. When flooding is contained, it is never defeated, only delayed. Fire. Killing the air to save the boat. Fire underwater is faster than fear. It spreads upward, feeds on oxygen, and produces smoke thick enough to blind in seconds. Alarms tear through the dark, heat climbs, and breathing becomes painful almost immediately. The response is counterintuitive, but absolute. Power is killed first, not flames. Ventilation is secured on purpose, trading oxygen for control. As oxygen drops, the fire weakens, and so do the people fighting it. This is a deliberate exchange. Controlled suffocation to prevent uncontrolled fire. Hoses advance low and blind, guided by memory and touch, steam hissing as water meets hot metal. Flames are defeated before fresh air is allowed back into the space, and survival smells like burned insulation and wet steel. Atmosphere, fighting what you can't smell. Some of the deadliest threats never announce themselves. Carbon monoxide seeps without scent. Hydrogen builds invisibly. Chlorine forms when seawater meets battery acid. The air can look and feel fine, long after judgment has already begun to fail. Damage control here is quiet and procedural. Masks go on before symptoms appear. Compartments are cleared without argument. Instruments are trusted over instincts, numbers over noses. Scrubbers fight chemistry with time. Ducting reroutes breath itself, and when the air becomes survivable again, there is no celebration, only log entries and forward motion. Power loss. Darkness as a weapon. Loss of electrical power turns a submarine primitive in seconds. Screens go blank. Controls fall silent, and the boat becomes a metal cave. Emergency lighting bleeds red into black. Just enough to see hands, but not faces. Muscle memory takes over. Generators are turned by hand. Backup power comes online, piece by piece. Steps are counted instead of seen. Valves worked by touch alone. Training replaces vision. Repetition replaces panic. And as systems wake back up, the submarine regains its voice. It breathes again, unevenly, but alive. Trim and balance, staying alive, means staying level. Flooding doesn't just add weight, it steals control. As water shifts inside the hull, the boat tilts toward danger, making recovery harder with every passing second. Hull-heavy or stern-heavy submarines exceed depth limits faster than crews can react. The solution feels wrong the first time it's learned. Counter-flooding begins deliberately. Water is added on purpose to survive water. Trim tanks fill, depth steadies, and the hull levels out. Control returns slowly, like balance after a blow to the head. Chalk marks record what was sacrificed and what was saved, because balance is life underwater. Nuclear boats discipline over bravery. Nuclear submarines freed themselves from the need for air, but inherited heat and pressure instead. Steam lines vibrate under immense load. Pumps never rest, and temperatures exist that forgive no delay. A high-pitched whistle means danger. Temperatures spike instantly, and the space empties without hesitation. There is no charge toward the problem, and no heroic rush. Isolation valves close. Boundaries are set, and the reactor is protected first. Steam dissipates slowly. Dosimeters confirm what eyes cannot see. And discipline beats bravery every time. The real weapon, culture. None of this is instinct. It is drilled. Crews train in darkness, smoke, and noise. Commands are repeated aloud to cut through confusion. Buddy checks confirm survival. Logs capture every detail, because boring means it worked. Calm is not natural underwater. It is manufactured through repetition, correction, and memory. Conclusion. Submarines don't survive because nothing goes wrong. They survive because crews expect failure and act before it multiplies. Damage control isn't about fixing everything. It's about stopping the second failure before it begins. Damaged boats rise slowly. Light returns where darkness ruled. The hull carries scars instead of bodies. Survival belongs to those who acted early, decisively, and without hesitation. Optional NCTA. The first thing that goes wrong doesn't have to be the last. Subscribe to Echoes of War. For the war stories and engineering decisions history prefers to bury.